Okay, bro, welcome back to the new video. So today it's weekend and that means we are not trading the normal stock market because it's closed, but still I did a quick test and as you can see, I would have won that trade except that I got stopped out here. Okay, this is a fake trade. Don't worry, I didn't put real money. So for Monday, what we can learn from this situation is that we put a little bit bigger stop loss so that our trades can breathe, okay? But now let's go back to our educational video. So today we're gonna talk about how your salary is a trap, okay? So if you want to get rich like me, if you want to get independent like I want to, okay, our first priority should be being not being this little rat, okay? We want to avoid the rat race because look, happiness is sold out, okay? We are not happy, okay? Because we are common rats. So the main points that we're gonna discuss are that salary is limited, employment and entrepreneurship and how they differ, and that you are actually dependent on your employer if you are an employee, okay? So let's go. First chapter is that salary is limited. Okay, look, salary growth is capped while expenses and inflation are not, okay? Because the only way that your money can grow, okay, if you are an employee, is by getting a raise. But employers, of course, want to save as much money as possible because they are greedy motherfuckers, okay? So they will not give you a raise, but they still expect you to work the same hours, okay, and have the same output and the same everything, okay, but for the same amount of money. But even though our governments are printing money, okay, which means that our money is less and less valuable each year, okay, because that's inflation, okay, we are actually working for less money every single year, okay, because our employers don't give us the raise, but at the same time our governments make our money less valuable because they are printing more money, you know what I'm saying? So we are actually getting fucked by two directions, okay? Look, I couldn't find data for Europe because I am from Europe, okay? But for the United States, for example, you can see that the United States wages cannot keep up with inflation, okay? Look, average hourly earnings is this line right now here, okay? This is average, and this green one, look, this is this red one, that's inflation, okay? Now average real hourly earnings is actually Americans, as you can see, are losing money, okay? In July 2025, even though they have been working, even though the wages are, according to the chart, growing, okay, they still lost money. Why? Because of this difference here, okay? This is why they lost money, you can see. So actually they are working for less money and they don't realize that, okay? And then the sooner you realize this, the sooner you want to go on your own path, like I am doing right now, okay? And you will also notice, bro, that poor people and middle class people like you and me are working for money, okay? We go to job that we absolutely hate. We trade our time for limited amount of money, okay? And that's it, okay? Then we come home completely tired and then we don't do anything because we want to unwind. And your type of unwinding is social media because you have content addiction, okay? And my type of unwinding was creating YouTube, doing trades, going to the swimming pool, okay? But still, we were trading our valuable time that we will never get back for those fuckers, okay? And rich people have money work for them, okay? Here I would actually write money and employees, okay? Because we go there and we do the work that they could easily have done by themselves, okay? But they are smarter, okay? They are thinking, why would I work if I can just employ someone and they will work for me, okay? Because look, salary, okay? Salary is income that you get, okay? Your hourly wage plus absolutely zero value creation, okay? Because you go to a job. Why do you go to a job? Because look, schools trained you to become a slave, okay? So schools taught you that you have to create zero value, okay? Why? Because in school, okay, you have one structure, okay, you have, I don't know, 10 different subjects, mathematics, chemistry, English, music, and so on, and they teach you to follow the orders, okay? The teacher gives you homework, you have to do this. Teacher gives you the tests, you have to solve this equation, okay? Teacher gives you oral exam, you have to answer this, you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to ask for the toilet, you have to ask if you can do something, okay? You have to constantly ask something, and as soon as you are slightly different, they just chop your head, okay? Because they want everyone to be on the same level. Why? Because they want that you go to fucking job, you trade your money, your time for the money, and you create absolutely nothing, okay? When was the last time that you created something in school? There has no been that time. There wasn't that time, bro, because you haven't created anything, just like I haven't created anything meaningful in school, okay? Because we just don't do those things, okay? The schools, especially economical schools, bro, okay? This is the favorite question of mine, okay? How can poor person, which is your professor who is working a fucking almost minimum wage for 30,000 euros per year, okay? How can that poor person, employee, how can employee teach you about money and entrepreneurship, okay? How can an employee who works for 30 fucking thousand per year teach you about money if they are a slave and poor? That doesn't make sense, bro. That doesn't make fucking sense, okay? So what can we do is to avoid the whole school system. What can we do is to just work on our own shit, okay? So that we avoid all of this, okay? Because we need to learn to not exchange time for predictable pay and follow orders, okay? We must learn to, this is the definition of school, okay? This here, look, this here is the definition of school. Learn to exchange time for predictable pay and to follow orders, okay? This is the definition of school, and we have to relearn that, okay? We need to start thinking about not exchanging time and not following the orders that they give us, okay? That's why the shittiest students are the richest people, because they learn that, okay? They learn that time is more valuable than money, okay? So they will rather stay at home with their parents and just focus on their own businesses, not giving a fuck about what the future will bring, okay? And eventually, because they invested so much money into their own business or into their own skill, like trading, for example, okay? They eventually earn so much money because they are so good with this, okay? For example, look, my strategy, okay? I am learning the strategy. And here, okay, here I learned already something. Yeah, okay, put a tighter stop loss, okay? But let's say that I put stop loss here. Boom, I would make money, okay? Why? Because I have time to learn it, okay? I have time. Look, now we broke structure to the upside. So now we are in uptrend, okay? So maybe now instead of 1.63 risk reward ratio, maybe we can target, I don't know, 2.9, okay? Which is almost 3 risk reward, you know what I'm saying? So those are the things that bad students are doing in their free time instead of studying, okay? Because they know that time is better, okay? And schools don't teach you that. Schools don't teach you those concepts, and school doesn't teach you anything about the money, because the poor professors also have no idea about the money, okay? And now you might argue, yeah, but what if I have a high salary? Yeah, that doesn't matter, bro. High salary doesn't matter because you still have inflation, okay? And next to the inflation, you have lifestyle creep, which is also called lifestyle inflation, okay? So if you have 1,000 euros per month, you will have no car. If you have 10,000 euros per month, you will have an expensive car. If you have 3,000 euros per month, you will not have a car, expensive car, but still a car, you know? Like the more money that you are earning, the more stuff you buy that are actually liabilities, because you want the others to approve you, okay? Because if you earn 10,000 euros per month, you will buy a Ferrari because you want that they respect you, okay? But respect comes, at least to education, to educated people, comes by the assets, not by liabilities, okay? So, okay, here, for example, another example of how rich people will always have poor people to work for them, okay? BNP Paribas, where I was employed until March, okay, is making on average 1 billion euros in profit, bro, per month, okay? What does Yasha make per month? 1,600 in the bank, okay? Look, this is BNP, those are the rich people, they are eating, and the poor people only get those little breadcrumbs, okay? And we want to avoid that, okay? We want to work as hard as possible to avoid this situation, okay? We don't want to be like that. We don't want to be like that, okay? Whew, good. Now we came to comparison between employment and entrepreneurship. Okay, so here is entrepreneurship. What is a job? Okay, definition of job is, you have two definitions. Okay, you have the nerdy one, which is the brainwashed one, which means job is that you go to work and you earn money and you develop your career and you climb the corporate ladder. No, we don't want that definition. The real definition of job is just over broke. Okay, why? Because you just make enough money to not be broke. Okay, because those people make just enough money, they get just enough bread, you see, they just get enough of this bread that they don't die. Okay, and same is with us. Just over broke is a definition of job. Okay, because job is actually a temporary solution for a bigger issue. Okay, your bigger issue is that you don't have money, and because of your lack of money you have to go to a job. Okay, and you hate that job, and then you are cursing this job, and you are cursing yourself that you don't have money. Okay, but you don't realize that money and the job go hand in hand. Okay, because you don't have money. Why? Because you have a job. Okay, so if you don't have a job, bro, you have the time. Okay, you don't have money, but you have the time that you can then invest into your own skills, into trading, for example, which will eventually, your trading skills are going to be eventually so good, okay, that the money will come automatically. For example, football players go to the pitch, they kick the ball 8 hours per day, okay, and they don't get rich just because they kick the balls. Okay, they get rich because they kick the ball every single day for 8 hours. Okay, football players don't go to fucking work in the bank and then come home and then go to the pitch and kick the ball. No, they stay at home. Okay, they started early, they didn't go to fucking school. Okay, they went to school, but they went to some, at least in Slovenia we have like sport schools, okay, which are schools that where you still get some formal education, but you don't have those strict conditions with the exams and oral exams. Okay, because you have competitions and so on, so you have time to train as well. Okay, so those players go to those fucking shitty ass sports schools. Okay, they come home, they kick the ball, and that's it. Okay, they invest time, and then through the skill development, which is football for them, okay, they make money. Okay, and look, people will think that having a job is being wealthy. No, bro, being wealthy means having assets. Okay, and what are assets? Assets are investments that give you the money. Okay, for example, is your car an asset or a liability? No, it's a liability. Why? Because it doesn't give you money. Okay, the car doesn't give you money, so it's a liability. Is your stock market, are your stocks asset or liability? They are assets. Why? Because they give you the money, especially dividend stocks. Dividend stocks pay you every single month. Okay, so you are having an asset because stocks give you money. Okay, so if you want a better comparison between assets and liabilities, bro, I already made a video back in the days, so feel free to watch it. It's connected right now here on the card. Okay, now look, another thing that we have to consider about employment and entrepreneurship is so-called cash flow quadrant. Okay, this is one concept that I found with Robert Kiyosaki, and he basically told in the books that people are divided into four main groups. Okay, you have employees, which are normal people, you have self-employed, which are entrepreneurs, you have business owners, and you have investors. Okay, our goal is to be on the right side of this quadrant. Okay, we want to be here, either business owner, okay, or investor. Why? Because employees, look, they exchange their time for money. Okay, they don't have time because they work a shitty job, and they don't have money because the salary is absolutely shit. Okay, now self-employed people, they have time. They don't have time actually, because they have to work their asses off for the money. Okay, they have way more money than an employee, but they also don't have time. Okay, so in fact those two are the same, because they have money but they also don't have time. Okay, now the business owners, okay, they have a lot of time. Why do they have a time? Because they have others, they have employees to work for them, and employees work for the business owners, which all the hard work from employees comes to business owners' pocket. Why? Look here, this picture. Okay, and then you have investors. Okay, wait, let me change it. because I have it here on the computer. And then you have investors, okay, who actually have money that makes them more money. This is us, traders. We are investors, okay? No, I mean, we are not investors, but we are in this group. We are traders, okay? And we make money with our own money. Look, you invest your own money, okay? You invest 16 euros into this trade. Right now, how much would you make? 1.3. 1.3 is probably already, I don't know, 20 euros, let's say, okay? 20 fucking euros. That's it, bro. We want to be, especially as traders, this is a trading / economical YouTube channel, okay? So we want to be investors, okay? Whew. So what can you do to become an investor? Either you have your own job, okay? You are here an employee, but you don't give a fuck about your company, okay? You are a bad employee, like I was, okay? Why? Because during your employment, you want to focus on your own business. For example, when I was working in the bank, I was at the same time working on this YouTube channel. So what did I do? I woke up at 5, I recorded one YouTube video, I went to the bank, I was doing bare minimum, okay, absolutely bare minimum, so that I was not tired when I came home, so that I could keep working on my YouTube channel, okay? Then also, right now, unfortunately, I ran out of money, so I got another job as well, but I already quit in that shitty ass job as well. But during that work also, when I was having lunch, I was trading. I went to the lunch at around 3:30, okay, when the stock market opened, and I was eating lunch and I was trading. And I was doing also at that work bare minimum, because I needed to be mentally prepared, you know, for the stock market, because trading is fucking difficult, okay? Trading is not buy low, sell high. No, it's not. It's buy low, sell high, or sell high, buy low, okay? So we need to be focused, okay? Look how easy it is to lose money on the stock market. Just this little stop loss here, the tight stop loss that I had. Wait, shit, let me go back. This little tight stop loss that I had stopped me out. You know what I'm saying? So it's difficult, bro. It's difficult to do trading. So what can you do? Either work during your employment or move to your parents' house, fuck the job, fuck everything, just full on locked in, okay, on the trading or on your own business, whatever you are doing, okay? As long as it's making you money, we are happy, okay? So the third point that we want to discuss is dependency, okay? You have a job that you absolutely hate. Why? Because you fear of having no money, okay? Let me move the camera again a little bit because I don't see the slides. Okay, so you have a job because you fear of having no money, okay? That's why you do jobs that you hate, okay? And you stay in those jobs because your issue, bro, your issue is that you are an employee, okay? So your money comes from your time, okay? That's the issue. And you are an employee. Why? Because you fear of having no money. Why? Because your parents and the fucking manipulative school that you are attending and those poor professors were telling you, you need to have a future, you need to go to job, you need to go to school so that you have good job and then you are happy forever. No, we did that. We went to school. We had good grades. We got the jobs and we are not happy. Why? Because we are working something that we absolutely hate, okay? And we do that because we fear of having, because of that fear that is engraved in our brains, okay? That we need to do that. We were supposed to have a job, okay? No, fuck it, okay? Fuck the future. Give me some time, give me 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, okay? As long as it takes to figure out this game, okay, which is called trading, and this is gonna be my job, okay? This is my work, okay? I wake up at 9 o'clock or you, okay? You will wake up at 9 o'clock every single day when the stock market opens and you will trade. And then you will go to the gym or fitness or whatever, and you will come back at 2 o'clock when the pre-market session starts, okay? And then you will pay attention at 3:30 when the United States stock market opens and you are gonna do a trade, okay? This is your job. This is your job. Not fucking bank, not some accounting job, not some KPMG, EI, whatever, Boston Consulting Group. No, fuck them, okay? This is our job. We are traders and we work with numbers and our job is the hardest in the world, okay? Yes. And the fact that we are afraid of our futures and the fact that we are afraid of having no money is the perfect opportunity for employers to take advantage of that fear, okay? Why? Because then they will say like, oh, okay, you have no job, you have no money, you have no future. No, 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 no. Yeah, okay. Normal people do that. Okay, normal people follow this recipe. Okay, follow this path, and then they are welcomed in the rat race. Okay, what is a rat race? Fear of having no money. So then you work your ass off. Okay, you trade your time, your precious time that you will never get back, for a salary, for the money that you can always make. You can always make more money, especially with trading. You can always make money, but you cannot make time. You cannot create time. Okay. The day that you spend today is gone, okay? But if you spend 10 euros today because you were working, okay? Let's say that today you are working and you earned 100 euros with your salary, okay? If you go tomorrow to work, you will earn another 100 euros. But if you go tomorrow to work, you will not earn today's day, okay? Because today's day is already gone, okay? And that's it, bro, okay? That's it. So you have fear that you will have no money, so you trade your time for money instead of learning a valuable skill that is actually interesting for you. And then you come home and you were conditioned to become a consumer, okay? So you spend money, you spend your time, and then you have no time. Because you have no time, okay, you don't work on your business, and because you don't work on your business, you have no money, and because you have no money, you have a fear of having no money, and then you go to work, and then this happens. Yes, yes, yes. Repeating the circle forever. This is what happens, okay? So yeah, instead of that, you go to job, okay? Instead of working on your business, you go to job, you feel secure and safe, okay? Because you're earning shitty 1,600, okay? And then you feel happy, you-hoo-hoo, I have 1,600. You spend it on your rent, you spend it on your food, you spend it on your clothes, you spend it on your car, you spend it on your new iPhone, and that salary is gone. Is gone. And what do we have to do? Next month we have to go to job again, because we need to earn another shitty 1,600 euros, but then we again spend for rent, food, electricity, cars, clothes, iPhones, and so on and so on, okay? So welcome to the trap. Welcome to the trap that we call a rat race, okay? So what can we do? We can learn a simple concept which is called freedom, okay? And the freedom means that you detach your income from your job, you detach your income completely, okay? And you start to control your cash flow, okay? How can we do that? My favorite way to do that so far is, of course, stock market, bro. I love stock market. I love trading as well. The more I am into trading, the more I love it. Why? Because look, my money comes from here, okay? My money is not dependent of anyone. I love trading because, for example, I don't have to deal with customers with trading, okay? You as well. If you are a trader, bro, you are just by yourself, okay? For example, with drop shipping, you are dependent again on the customers, okay? With social media marketing agency, you are dependent on customers again, okay? With fucking Amazon FBI, you are dependent on customers. With your job, you are dependent on your boss, okay? So you are constantly dependent on someone. But with trading, I can trade if I want, or I cannot trade if I don't want, and I can trade whenever I want, okay? For example, I can trade during the week. Of course, I will trade during the week because Nasdaq is better to trade than the crypto, okay? But if I want to trade on the weekends, I can as well, and I can trade crypto, for example. You see what I'm saying? I am independent of those things, bro. I am independent of anyone. It's just me, and that's it, okay? So I hope that this little educational video open your eyes a little bit about the current situation that you and I are in, okay? I admit also, bro, I am not yet fully independent in terms of my money. I still am not profitable trader, so of course I don't have that much money. Money is not coming, so I was forced actually to have a job, but I'm gonna soon move, and I'm gonna live with parents, okay? And I'm gonna just fully focus on trading, and then with trading eventually, after I get that repetition, it's gonna be my job, and that's about it, okay? And fuck everyone, literally fuck everyone, okay? So what can you do? There are 3 steps, okay? Let's go back to the main ideas. Now you know, bro, that your salary is limited, you are getting scammed, okay? So what can you do is you need to find a way to make more money if you want to get rich, okay? So how can we get rich? with entrepreneurship, okay? But not just any entrepreneurship, with either being a business owner or an investor, okay? We traders, we are investors, okay? We are not investors, but we are part of investors, okay? And now you also know that you are dependent on the people. So how can you get independent? Again, learn the skill, move to your parents, and just learn the skill. Fuck the future. Trust me, trading is logical. The more time I spend with trading, the more logical it gets, okay? So it is definitely possible to make money. So don't worry about that. Don't worry about the future, bro. Worry about your current situation, okay? Because you are not happy, okay? You go to a job that you hate, you waste your time, you come home late, you are commuting 2 hours, 3 hours per day. This is not life, okay? This is not fucking life, okay? So that's about it, bro. What can you do? Okay, final tips: learn trading, move to your parents so that you have free accommodation, free food, and that's it, okay? Just focus on those two things. Move to your parents, fuck the job, and fuck school, and fuck everyone, okay? Just you and your trading, your parents' house, and that's it, okay? Now feel free to also join our Discord server, okay? It's called Stock Manipulators, and yeah, we have a lot of self-improvement content. Look, let me show you. We have self-improvement content, we have trading content, trading recaps, financial news. Like, let me show you, bro. It's an amazing fucking look, daily analysis, trading breakdowns, okay, YouTube videos, whatever, social self-improvement, sport. Look, amazing. So feel free to join. It's free. I'm not selling anything, bro. Do the hard work and see you on top of the world.